Hi, this is Mark from Sound Matters, and today we're going to do a really quick video on how we clean vinyl records on a regular basis, quickly, effectively, and cheaply. So you're not going to need a lot of money to get involved with this. This is something that anybody can do, and if you're collecting a lot of used records in particular, you're going to want to clean those records up before they go anywhere near your stylus and your turntable. Before you commence to any sort of wet cleaning whatsoever, you're going to want to take off all of the loose dust and particles that might be on the record surface before progressing to any sort of wet cleaning whatsoever. So in order to do that, the first thing you're going to want to do is go get yourself a carbon fibre record brush. If you don't own one of these already, highly recommend you buy one right now and change that, as it's a day-to-day tool that as a record collector is essentially, well, it's essential. You're going to want to do this before and after each play in an ideal world, but before you do any further cleaning, you're going to want to take off as much of that loose stuff as possible. So these are perfect for that. You can do that on your turntable, and there's a link in the description of this video that will take you to a further article that explains the best process and the best method in order to use one of these brushes effectively. Once you're happy that you've removed as much of that stuff as possible, you can now commence to wet cleaning. This is where we do the real heavy lifting in terms of anything that's become entrenched in the grooves, any grease that may be there from people's fingertips, or the tough stuff that simply cannot be removed by the dry cleaning with the carbon fibre brush. We're now going to do that by wet cleaning the record. There are a number of record cleaning solutions out on the market, but we really like the Groove Washer formula. So this works really quick. It's a one-step cleaning process rather than a two-step cleaning process. Some other cleaning solutions out there do recommend that you do a second rinse process, but because this dries really fast and really residue free and quickly, you don't need to do a second rinse. You can do if you want, there's no harm in doing that if you do a secondary rinse with distilled water, but essentially we use on a day-to-day basis the Groove Washer stuff, and it works really well. So in order to apply the record cleaning solution, first of all, you're going to want to put your record down on a nice safe surface. We're using a large microfiber cloth here. You'd also use a record cleaning mat, for example, and you're now ready to apply the solution and start cleaning your record. So without further ado, we're going to take the Groove Washer solution here. We're going to spray the solution around about, first of all, we need to cover up the label. So we're going to cover up that label with the record label protector that comes with the kit, and then we're going to apply 5 to 6 roughly sprays across the record surface like so. And then you're going to have to wait for that to just do its thing, settle in, start running into the grooves. Around about 10 seconds or so should be enough for most records. However, you can leave it on the surface of the record slightly longer for very heavily soiled records. So once it's been on there approximately 10 seconds, slowly sort of going into the grooves, what I like to do is just take the leading edge of the pad and spread it around into any other places where it might not already have found itself. And once we're happy that that's settled in to the grooves, we are able to start actually doing the heavy lifting with our pad. So you take the leading edge of the pad here and start moving in a circular motion with the grooves, like so. So we're going to want to go around the record at least 3 times on that leading edge. That's 2. 3rd time. And what we're going to do is slowly start to rotate the pad to the dry side now. And we can begin to really give that a scrub, drying it in the process. Essentially just going around until the record is as clean as we can get. Once you've done the first clean, you may want to go and inspect around the record to see if there are any problem areas, and if there are, you can spray a little bit more of the solution and use the pad with the grooves again to really work it into that problem area. There could be something that was spilt on the record, for example. There could be a particularly problematic finger mark that's not coming off the first time. But yeah, we're really going to want to inspect it for further problems. What I find sometimes actually with used records that are particularly dirty or haven't been looked after, it may take several cleans of the record to really start to hear a real solid improvement. But on day-to-day sort of general records, one clean is more than sufficient. You're definitely going to hear a massive reduction in pops and clicks by using this stuff. You're going to have an overall better record listening experience. Once we've finished with the pad there, we want to make sure that we leave it to air dry. It doesn't take particularly long to air dry. In fact, this stuff dries incredibly quickly, but you're going to want to make sure that's bone dry before we either put it on our turntable or return it to a sleeve. When I'm done and I'm putting it in a sleeve, I like to put it in a new sleeve, and I recommend you do so that you don't risk contaminating the record with any of the dirt and dust that may be left behind in the old record sleeve. So, I mean, I like the MoFi sleeves. There are also some really nice designs though coming out from companies like Vinyl Storage Solutions based in Canada. They've got some really innovative sort of new ideas to sort of update the standard record sleeve. But either way, whichever one you choose to purchase, MoFi or other, you want to make sure it's an anti-static sleeve, such as this one here. You want to make sure that it's of a high quality material. Polyethylene inner sleeves is what you want to purchase. So be safe for your record, and it's going to protect it from future damage and dust going down the line. And essentially that is basically it. So we could put this into a sleeve now, or we could pop it on the turntable, and we're definitely going to hear a massive improvement. But that really wasn't so difficult. It's something that anyone can do, and the kits from Groove Washer start from anywhere with sort of really small beginners kits, which are really cost effective, straight up to really nice high quality things like the one I have here, which has a really lovely handmade solid walnut handle. And might as well show you this whilst I'm at it, but you can get a lovely little holder as well to match it there, and there's also a nice dust cover here that you can pop the kit in there, because if we want to keep this by the side of our turntable, we don't want this pad collecting dust on a day-to-day basis. So that really is a worthwhile upgrade if you can push yourself to that level. But there's a really nice kit that you can just keep by the side of your turntable and give your records a quick spruce up. You can even do this on your turntable. You have to be very careful, of course, that you don't damage the turntable in any way, but for gentle sort of day-to-day quick spruce ups before you give your record a spin, it's a great kit to have by the side of your turntable. So that's basically it. So happy spinning and enjoy your lovely new clean records.